All right, here we go. So, factoring using the sum or difference of cubes. The way your book gives you the formula for this would be if you have a cubed plus b cubed. Your factored form will end up being a binomial times a trinomial. Okay? So I always start out just going ahead and draw my parentheses. Now, to figure out what goes in that first set of parentheses, I want to look at my first term. What is the cube root of a cubed? A. I write it down. Now, what is the cube root of b cubed? B. So move over and put that down. And I'm not going to put any plus or minus at all, not yet. Okay? So now, in the second parenthesis, I want to start here. And I'm going to take that a and square it, which is a squared. The next term, I'm going to multiply the a times the b. And then the last term, I'm going to take b and square it. All right, does anybody have any questions about where that information came from? Okay, so now we've got to figure out our pluses and minuses. And to do this, we're going to use SOAP. Now, here's what SOAP stands for. S is for same. O is for opposite. And the A and the P is for always positive. So, if you look back at your original problem, that was a plus sign. So my first sign that I put here will be the same as that. It's a plus. And then over here, I'm going to do the opposite, so it's minus. And the last one is always positive. This also works for the difference of cubes. So let's do that one real quick. I have something cubed minus something else cubed. So I've got a binomial and a trinomial. What goes in my first parenthesis? An A and a B. I'm not going to put any signs yet. So now in my next parenthesis, what's the first term? What's the next term? And the last term? B squared. And now use SOAP to get your signs. This is minus, so I put the same sign here, opposite here, and the last one is always positive. Okay. So now, those are the formulas right here that your book gives you. You can memorize it, or you can follow the pattern that we just did right there. Okay. So, here's our first example. If I give you x cubed plus 8, I want to know first, is that a sum or a difference of cubes? No. Well, can I take the cube? Can I take the cube root of this one? Yes. Can I take the cube root of 8? Yes. Yes. And there's a plus, so it is a sum of cubes. So now, binomial and a trinomial. In my first parenthesis, what is the cube root of x cubed? X. What is the cube root of 8? 2. So now, what goes first in my next parenthesis? And what goes in the middle? Just multiply those, I get 2x. And then last I get... No. Yeah, no, we're not squaring this. We're going to square what's in the parentheses. So square the 2 and you get 4. And now SOAP says plus, minus, plus. That is your factored form.
It's gonna be on the website.
All right. This last one here, and then we're going to get to the notes.
Wait, this isn't my note?
This is new factoring. Then we've actually got to get to section 5.3. Remember we talked about the rest of the factoring in chapter 4, and I told you we'd get to this later. So I guess it's notes, but it's a precursor to chapter 5.3.
Okay.
So when I look at this, can I take the cube root of 2x cubed? Of 8x cubed. Yeah, what do you get? 2x. See, sometimes my brain is ahead of what I'm trying to say. So I end up with 2x. Can I take the cube root of 1?
No.
Yes. What do you multiply by itself 3 times to get 1? 1. So the cube root of 1 is 1. Now, in this next parenthesis, I have to take 2x and square the whole thing. What do you end up with?
4x squared.
When I square 2, I get 4. When I square x, I get x squared. What's my next term? I just want to multiply these two things together. So I end up with 2x. If you'll just wait on the signs till the end, it's a whole lot easier, I promise. And what's my last term? 1. And now use SOAP. Same is negative, opposite is positive, and the last one is always positive. And that is your factored form.